Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to Business. Now, as the Finance Minister gets ready to present the mid-year budget review next Monday, many people are of the view revenue mobilization will be key on the agenda. The issue is what new measures will be put in place to help raise revenue for national development. An economist and head of economics department at the University of Ghana and at the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISA, Professor Peter Quartey, suggests some ways to shore up revenue using the National Identification System. He's been speaking with Philip Namfuri on the business edition of PM Express.
One key thing is perhaps review that tax component. The name itself suggests they are luxury vehicles, but there are a number of vehicles that are not luxury vehicles, yet they attract this tax. I can mention, for instance, school buses that are used to pick children from schools. They are not luxury vehicles. Some of the waste water tank operators, because of the engine capacity. You also find some saloon cars that have engine capacity of 3.0. They are not necessarily luxury vehicles. You would find, for instance, a Prado that has an engine capacity of 2.7%. So, but that's a luxury vehicle, exactly. Except that the engine is fuel efficient. Yeah, so perhaps we need to look at the classification, the tax itself. Is it luxury we want to tax, or we want to tax fuel efficiency? That is where we need to. And then by so doing, we can rake in the needed revenue. There are several other areas that we can look at. The informal sector, as you mentioned earlier. You cannot reap where you have not sown. That's how I see it. We haven't invested into knowing where people are, what they do, how much they earn, and then if we want to tax them, how do we tax them? And what are the benefits? It's not just a matter of taxing people, but the taxpayer should know that when I'm taxed, this is the likely benefit I'll get. The NHIS and the roads will be fixed. So there should be a give and take. And I believe we haven't done much with that. I was hoping the National Identification System that we are rolling out would gradually get most of these people into the tax net. We know where they are now. We've captured them to the database. We harmonize with other databases. And then the next step will be to try and see how much they earn and then how to tax them.
Human resource practitioners have been urged to leverage the evolution of technology to enhance their organizations. CEO of Holland Insurance, Patience Achanu, believes the use of technology is driving the market and that there is a need for HR practitioners to be abreast of current trends to enhance organizational goals. She said this at the launch of the second edition of Talo HR's mentoring program held in Accra.
Management forms an essential part of an organization. It is said to be one of the main pillars enhancing growth and progress. Businesses, according to the Holland CEO, Patience Achanu, can greatly benefit from adopting the use of technological skills and therefore encourage HR practitioners to embrace the benefits. She said this at the launch of the second edition of the Talo HR mentoring program in Accra. The Business Service Director of Talo Oil Ghana, Irene Asari, believes HR has moved beyond administrative perspectives to building and growing businesses and individuals through creativity.
The fact that you have data about people and it's in one place. How do you access that data quickly, easily? That's one aspect that we've got to think about. I mean, we're talking about artificial intelligence. Around HR, I've talked also about virtual reality. We're now in a world where we see things, there's virtual reality. I'm told that iPads are going to be the new way forward. I wonder if, I'll give you a challenge. For example, we all have kind of iPhones or Android phones. We now are in a world where people can write essays on their phone. So I think it's going to be an interesting time around for HR practitioners in particular and how they leverage technology.
She encouraged mentees to make use of the opportunity offered them to enhance professionalism in HR in Ghana. This year, 23 mentees will go through the Talo HR mentoring program with mentors from different HR disciplines. Albert Abisiu's report for Joy Business.
And that's all by way of business this morning on News Desk. There'll be more business in our subsequent bulletins. Back to Benny's.
Well, coming up shortly in sports, we look forward to the weekend sporting action and review key player transfers. You don't want to miss that. Do stay.